Hey y'all, Andrea from Andrea Speaks TV, back to bring you news and commentary you can use. Listen, thank you so much for supporting the channel. I invite you to subscribe, join our community, and I hope that you enjoy the content. Listen, y'all, I want to talk about some news that came across my desk that's very concerning, and I want to get your thoughts. Okay, now I have been speaking about the fact that there are growing concerns about what's happening in the Middle East. Sorry about that, y'all. As it pertains to our Navy SEALs, our military servicemen and women. Speaking of the military, y'all, I came across some news. Did you know that the Navy, again, okay, according to my sources, the Navy, again, lowers its requirements as it struggles to meet recruitment goals. Hold on, y'all. I drank something right before I started the video. So it may have, gone down the wrong way. Y'all know how it is, okay? Listen, y'all. The question I want to ask, just based on this headline, should we be concerned not so much about a military draft, but should we be concerned about the current state of our military, okay? Now, according to my sources, the U.S. Navy is starting to enlist individuals who did not graduate from high school or get a GED, marking the second time in about a year that the service has opened the door to what they consider, and I quote, lower performing recruits as it struggles to meet enlistment goals. Okay, let's talk about it, y'all, and I want to know your thoughts. Now, the decision, according to my sources, follows a move in December 2022 to bring in a large number of recruits who score very low on the Armed Services Qualification Test. Okay, now I've never seen that test. I've never taken the test. Okay, so you all can please share your insight if you would like, okay? Now, my sources say that both are fairly rare steps that the other military services largely avoid or limit, even though they are all finding it increasingly difficult to attract the dwindling number of young people who can meet the military's physical, mental, and moral standards. Okay, now this is not the first time I've heard of that. I've heard that due to some of these reasons, they claim that it's difficult to meet the goals, recruitment goals. Why do you feel like this is the particular case? Okay, now under the new plan, my sources say Navy recruits without an education credential will be able to join as long as they score 50 or above on the qualification test, which is out of 99. Okay, the last time the service took individuals without education credentials was back in the year 2000. Okay, 24 years ago, y'all. The decision follows a move in December 2022 to bring in a large number of recruits who score very low on the Armed Services Qualification Test. That's according to the U.S. Navy. Here's a quote by Vice Admiral Rick Cheeseman, the Navy's Chief of Personnel. In an interview Friday with the Associated Press, he was quoted as saying, and I quote, "We get thousands of people into our recruiting stations every year that want to join the Navy but do not have an education credential, and we just turn them away." Okay. He said that of the more than 2,400 who were turned away last year, as many as 500 of them could score high enough to get in. He also said he has already sent an order to his recruiters to start the new expanded effort, adding, and I quote, "I'm hoping all my recruiters have called 2,442 of them in the last 72 hours, and we'll see how it goes. We'll try to get some test takers this weekend." Okay, now let me know your thoughts on this. What is the current state of our military? Does this concern you at all that by lowering what they call the standards that we're going to somehow lower the quality of our servicemen and women? Let me know your thoughts on that. Okay, not to say that that's true, but I'm just asking the question to get your thoughts. Okay. Now, here's something else that they offer as far as information. Okay, in the wake of the pandemic, my sources say the services have faced significant enlistment challenges. The pandemic forced the military to shut down recruiting stations, and they were closed out of high schools, okay, and many public fairs of events where they historically found success reaching prospective candidates, okay? But my sources say even as things opened up, the military struggled to compete with higher paying businesses in the tight job market, particularly as companies began to offer the types of benefits such as college funding that had often made the military a popular choice. Okay, those economic problems were only exacerbated by the sharp political divide, they say, in the country and young people's fears of losing their life or being injured going to war. Okay, those are legitimate concerns for sure, right? Our last fiscal year, my sources say, which ended September 30th, the Navy, Army, and Air Force all failed. Did y'all hear what I just said? Okay, last fiscal year, which ended September 30th, the Navy, Army, and Air Force, okay, the Navy, Army, and Air Force all failed to meet their recruitment goals, while the Marine Corps and the tiny Space Force met their targets. Okay, I'm not familiar with the Space Force. Okay, if you know something about that, or you can point me in the direction of some news on that, please let me know. I've never heard of the tiny Space Force as it's referred to. Okay, I've heard of the Marine Corps. Listen, y'all, why are, in this case, okay, I have another question. Why are more people, it seems like, wanted to join the Marine Corps and this tiny Space Force versus the Navy, Army, and Air Force? Okay, let me know your thoughts on that. Now, my sources also say that the Navy is the only service that enlists anyone considered, and I quote, a Category 4 recruit, meaning they scored 30 or less on the qualification test. The previous fiscal year, my sources say that the Army fell 15,000 short, y'all, of its enlistment goal of 60,000, and the other services had to dig into the pools of delayed entry candidates in order to meet their recruiting goals, okay, or their recruiting numbers, all right? Listen, y'all, very concerning what's going on with our, recruitment of military service men and women. What is the solution? And should this, y'all feel like something got in my eye. Y'all know how your eyelashes can be, okay? Listen, this video, however I recorded it, y'all, it's going to be uploaded, okay? I'm not going to start over just because I felt like something got in my eye. Okay, I think I'm good. But listen, y'all, the question I want to ask is, we see what's happening. It seems like the United States currently, okay, on this current day, Sunday, January 28th, it seems like we're involved in so many different situations with other countries, right? Now, this information not only is alarming, but it comes at a very concerning time, given the fact that here we are, it's a situation going on in the Middle East, okay? The United States in this country, the United States in that country. It's different things going on. Is this the type of news we want to know? Should this information be put out there at a time like this? It's just very concerning, okay? Let me know your thoughts on this. As always, thank you so much for supporting the channel. I appreciate each and every one of you all. Stay tuned for more news and commentary you can use right here on Andrea Speaks TV.